Hello, this is TUMBLR coming to you from throughtheeyesofdepression.org. Today, I wanted to talk to you about suicide and the fact that by the year 2020, suicide will become the #1 cause of death, more so than heart attacks or strokes. There are people taking their own lives more than ever before due to the stress and strain of everyday life. They are even taking their lives at very young ages. Kids who are between the age of 10 and 14 are hanging themselves, they're overdosing, and they're doing terrible acts to end their lives. And the fact of the matter is that we must do something. Children are feeling as though they're being bullied, they're feeling as though they don't fit in school, and all of that leads them to want to end their lives and maybe not really understanding what it means to commit suicide, knowing that you are gone forever from your family and your friends. It's really a sad state of affair. I really think that a lot of parents have no idea whether or not their children are suicidal. So how do you know? Here are a few tips. The first thing is if your child is acting withdrawn, they don't seem to be interested in participating in the usual activities, or they're talking about not liking their lives, not fitting in. Those could be the early warning signs that they may be wanting to take their lives. So I encourage you to have a conversation with them. Simply ask them, have they ever thought about it? How are they feeling? So that you can get them help sooner than later. Our children should not be feeling as if they want to end their lives. They should be concentrating on their future, enjoying their friends, spending time with their family, and being a kid. Because we all know that you don't want to grow up too fast, but if they're contemplating suicide, that means that there is something that's really troubling them. If you in your marriage argue a lot in front of your children, or you think they're asleep and they're not listening and you're arguing at night, you could be causing them undue stress. If you're fighting and if you don't get along, your children see that. Children are much smarter today than they've ever been in the past. So you really need to just take heed of the fact that you may have a child who is exhibiting suicidal symptoms. So you need to make sure you're checking in with them before they go to bed. Make sure you're checking in with them. Maybe check in with them at nighttime. Do you know their teacher? Do you know how they're acting in class? Do you know their friends? Do you know who they hang out with? Are you really taking a mental health assessment of your child to make sure that your child is mentally stable? I would really hate for your child to take their life and then you're stuck thinking, what could I have done wrong? Were there any warning signs? What could I have done differently? Because by that point, it'll be too late. So I really encourage you to go to my website, throughtheeyesofdepression.org. There are lots of tips. You can find more information on this particular post under teenage suicide and the warning signs to get more information. But I encourage you to take a mental health check of your child as early as the age of 8, at least 2 or 3 times per month. Check in with them to find out how they're doing mentally. So remember, giving up is never an option. And as you see, I'm about to take my swim because I also suffer from depression. And I know that swimming helps to open up my endorphins. So I try to do my best to get out to the pool. So I want you to be encouraged. I want you to keep your head up and know that you're never alone. There's always someone that cares about you and would not to see you harm yourself. All right, so I'm signing off and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Breakthrough with TUMBLR.